Welcome back to the Jewel Saloon in Dirtwater. We've got some questions. Need help with anything? Well, if you're handy with mechanical type stuff, something's gone wrong with our piano player. I thought the music sounded a little off. Yeah, it's not supposed to sound like that. We'll see what I can do. Thanks. I'd have poked around in him myself, but I lost the key. This has suddenly taken a strange turn. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Who's the old man by the piano? Oh, that's old Ellsbury. Tragic fella he is. He was a writer and a poet. Came out west to sell his stories, but nobody were buying. I mean, it's the West. Too weird, his stories. Fantastical, like. Too bad. I love that stuff. Well, it don't matter much now anyhow. He had to get normal work to make ends meet. Did passing well as a prospector until one day he lost his mind in a mind. I don't think that's quite right. He what now? You know what I mean. He saw something. Something that made him stop telling his weird tales. Made him stop talking near completely. Come to that. He just stands there by the piano nowadays. It seems to calm him down. And as long as he doesn't make any trouble, I don't mind him too much. Feel a little sorry for him, to be honest. Poor fella. Can I get some darts? The sign on the dartboard said, "To see you for darts." Oh, sorry. All the darts got broken months ago. That's disappointing. See you later, Lloyd. Well, I wonder if I can fix the piano. You lift up the player piano's coat. Do I? You lift up the piano player's coat to reveal the hatch on his back that leads to his innards. It's locked, but it's not a very good lock. Oh no, and this is where that needle that I accidentally sold for dynamite would come in handy. There's no other way to address that, I guess. I guess I need to either... This is a spittoon, which is a sort of brass bucket. I think we've read all that before. I say this despite knowing that you're pretty intimately familiar with spittoons already, sicko. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Inspect it. Look, the Jewel Saloon is pretty nice as saloons go. Actual glass in the windows, more than 2 kinds of drinks, a poker room instead of a cockfighting pit, but this spittoon is still a spittoon. The rancid tobacco spit inside it isn't fancy rancid tobacco spit. Sigh, here we go again. Alright, fine, you are now hunkered down next to a brass filth bucket, which has probably never been cleaned or emptied because you're near the desert and the ambient humidity around here is pretty low. Low enough that the spit evaporates nearly as quickly as it accumulates. So that's good, right? No, that's bad because it's only the water part of spit that evaporates. This brass bucket is half full of the rest of the spit. It's fucking gross. The toxins and filth that don't evaporate. Several years worth. Distilled and concentrated until it's the consistency of molasses. People aren't allowed to flick cigarette butts into the spittoon anymore because they bounce out. We're doing it. Search it. You're about to put your hand into a bucket of something the color and viscosity of maple syrup, except instead of maple, it's flavored with the inside of the mouths of people who chew cigars instead of smoking them and would never brush their teeth. Yeah. Glorp. Feels like putting your hand into a bucket of lukewarm tapioca pudding, except instead of tapioca, it's basically poison. It smells like someone ran over a skunk, waited a week, and then set it on fire. It feels like your hand is dissolving. We're gonna keep searching. If I lose this hand, it's for the laughs. You found something. You found a tacky, filth-covered porcelain cow figurine. A useless, disgusting thing that will make a great heirloom for your children, assuming you're still able to have any, and you hate them. You got an item. Filthy porcelain cow. Hooray! My stupidity is rewarded again. Okay. No darts. Can't fix the piano. I don't want to buy some slop. Let's find out what's in the slop. This is where the chef preps ingredients for cooking. It's also where he parks his beer. Hey, what are you doing in here? Employees only, bud. Oh, sorry. I was just, you know, looking around. So you're the nosy type, huh? Well, I prefer adventuresome. As it happens, there's something you can do for me. I'm out of saltpeter and I need someone to go pick me up some. Pick me up some more. Saltpeter. Isn't that used to make gunpowder? And other things. Look, who's the chef here? Me or you? Oh, okay. Where can I find it? Your best bet's a military camp. Because it's used to make gunpowder. Shut up. The nearest one is Fort Cowardice. They keep it in little green jars. The chef marks the fort on your map. You discovered a new map location. Fort Cowardice. Okay, be right back. The shelf is full of canned and bottled ingredients and boxes of slop helper. This lady is too busy washing dishes to pay attention to you. Atop this potbelly stove is a pot full of slop. A pot stove top slop pot. Thanks for that. Can we talk to this guy now? Poor old Ellsbury, okay. Poker room. This poster says rules of poker, followed by hundreds of weird rules in tiny print. Read one of them. Eights are wild and trays of diamonds are double wild. 2 suicide king of clubs and 2 eights of hearts count as a Utah straight. If you're not abundantly... Why did I just fall over? Why am I doing yoga? If you're not abundantly familiar, suicide kings are an actual thing. It's a certain printing of standard cards that has a king that looks like he's knifing himself in the head. Anyway, a 2-eyed queen must be replaced with 2 king of hearts. 3 9s and 3 4s of hearts count as a Canadian straight. A pair of cross-eyed kings of diamonds and 4 4s count as a Utah flush. 3 one-handed jacks beat 2 jacks of clubs but are equivalent to a deuce. Any player passing out drunk at the table immediately loses the game. 2 deuces of spades and 2 trays of spades count as a California straight. A pair of 5 of clubs cancel out a pair of queen of hearts, but rank higher than a 2. 10s are wild and aces of diamonds are double wild. A player who draws a pair of 7s of spades must discard 15 cards. Jacks are wild and queens of diamonds are double wild. 2 trays and 4 mustachioed kings of diamonds count as a backwards Nevada straight. Any player with more than 17 cards in their hand must swap cards with the player on their left. 4 4s beat 3 9s but must be replaced with 4 9s of spades. 2 cross-eyed kings can't be in the same hand as a 6 of hearts but must be replaced with 2 3s of diamonds. 3s are wild unless accompanied by 4 one-eyed kings of clubs. Any player who draws a 6 of spades must draw an additional 9 cards. A South Carolina flush beats a straight. A player holding 2 kings must swap cards with the player on their left. Any player caught with a pocket 4 must swap cards with the player on their left. Mustachioed kings are wild and 10s of clubs are double wild. A player caught with a pocket one-handed jack must remove their boots. A player caught dealing from the bottom of the deck must remove their boots. Homicide kings are wild and 3s of hearts are double wild. A pair of 3s are equivalent to a pair of queens of diamonds but must be replaced with 2 10s. A player holding 3 3s immediately wins the game. 9s are wild and homicide jacks of hearts are double wild. Kings are wild unless accompanied by 4 3s of spades. A player caught cheating must immediately double their bet. 3 5s and a pair of 7s of spades counts as a Georgia flush. Aces are wild unless accompanied by a 5 of spades. A Player caught cheating must immediately hand 9 meat to the player on their left. 2-eyed queens are wild unless accompanied by an ace of hearts. A 7 beats 3, 4... oops. 2 sevens of hearts and a pair of 6s of spades counts as a reverse full house. Kings are wild unless accompanied by